Welcome back to Behind the Vocals. This week we are joined by Sofia of the deathcore band Torn Open. It was an amazing episode and a great chat with Sofia as we learned about all things vocals through her. She's still relatively new, but it was amazing insight and great knowledge and great tips for vocalists starting out. So without further ado, let's get into the episode. All right, we are joined by the one and only Miss Sofia of Torn Open. How are you doing? How's it going?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, I'm super excited to have you here. Thank you so much for your time and for joining. And I'm excited to chat all things vocals with you. It's gonna be a good time.
I'm excited too.
First and foremost, you just released an EP or re-released an EP, and I wanted to just kind of ask about that. How's that going? How's the response? How's everything? Plug it.
It's going really good. So yeah, we released Torn the Fuck Open Volume 1 back in April 11th to be exact. And it was just like a 4-song EP, 5 if you want to include the intro. And we recently, released a single like separate from the EP, but we did a re-release, a repressing with BTST, and we added it onto the CD, and it was really awesome. Honestly, everyone's been really receptive to it. I think. Oh, sorry, my cat.
Oh, you're fine.
I think everybody's kind of noticing we're picking up steam a lot, and I'm excited to be. I think we're like really starting to fall into our sound a little bit.
That's awesome. That's super awesome. Well, congratulations on the re-release. That's really cool. I listened to it. It's awesome. I have to say right away, I'm so excited to talk vocals and influences with you. You go off. You were going off on some tracks, and I was like, I love it. I love like the cadences and the tone, the way you were doing things. Really, really sick. So major props to you.
Cadences, that means a lot to me. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. All right, but what I like to do to start is just kind of give you the floor, let you tell a little bit about yourself and kind of introduce yourself to those that may not be familiar with you, and just kind of give a little introduction, if you will.
Well, hi, my name's Sofia. I'm in New Jersey. I am in a band called Torn Open as the vocalist, and I was formerly in a band known as Diabla, used to be called Final Girls, as a drummer. They were death metal, not deathcore. I'm also a tattoo artist. I don't know. Yeah, I've been doing music since, I don't know, as soon as I could like breathe. Honestly, my parents made me eat, sleep, and breathe music, and like it's been a huge part of my life forever. And I've honestly primarily been a percussionist. I've been playing like the drum kit for about, I need to think, 13 years.
Wow.
And I actually very recently shifted into doing vocals. This is like a super recent thing for me. So I'm loving it. It's super awesome. I think, I don't know, it's unlocking some doors for me that I didn't even know were there. Like, I don't know, in terms of like what Torn Open has the opportunity to do, and even like when it comes to my own like fulfillment, But yeah, that's pretty much the rundown.
I have to ask. You said you were in a band called Final Girls. That has to be a horror-inspired band, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It was.
I love that name. First off, that is as a horror
now.
fan. Yeah.
Yeah. I was part of the rebrand. I recently departed. But yeah, it's Diablo now. But originally it was for
That's so cool.
So
that's a great name.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Okay, so you kind of already said it. Well, you kind of touched on it, but you can give us a date. How long exactly have you been doing vocals?
Okay, well, I'd say I officially started back in like the summer of 2023, where I was like curious about it, and I was like, like let me try this, like let me see if I could do it. And I gave it a good shot for I want to say about like, I don't know, 2 or so months. And then I was like, you know what, this isn't for me. Like, I'm fucking up. Like, I have it right, but like, I just can't keep doing it. Like, I don't know, whatever. So I kind of dropped it. Like, I had a good, like, the fry scream came pretty easily to me. But I think, one day I just like couldn't do it for some reason. And like, I don't know, I get discouraged kind of easily sometimes, which I've had to work on to persevere with this for sure. But then I got discouraged pretty easily, and I was already like so gung-ho into drumming and like had so much going on there. I was kind of just like whatever, but it never really left the back of my mind. Like I always really enjoyed like watching vocalists, especially like in like deathcore, grindcore, metalcore, hardcore. Like it felt so expressive like to watch. Obviously I would pay attention to the music, but like a piece of me was like, this is really cool. And I think what had officially like had done it for me, where I was like, I'm picking this back up again. I had seen my friend Elliot, who was formerly in a band Shrapnel Wound, perform on stage, and I was with Frankie from Slamwich, and she went up on stage and she like nailed it, like, whatever, like, and I was just like, this is so cool, like, seeing my friends do this. I was like, I want to do this too, like, I want to go up with them. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. And the next day I said, I'm starting a band, so I have to learn how to get good really fucking fast, really fast. So Torn Open was born like very end of December 2023.
That's awesome. I love it. I love the like putting yourself in like kind of back against the wall. Like, I'm gonna learn how to do this. Like, there's no excuse now. Like, I'm in a band.
Yeah, exactly. And I did.
It's working. It is absolutely working. So just, you kind of mentioned, it's really cool. Like, I always wondered what different people watch on shows. I guess it depends on like what you lean towards more. But like for me, like, sometimes I'll like, this drummer had my attention, or like, this guitar player, just like I was gravitated to him. But like most of the times it's vocalists for me. I'm like, what is their stage presence like? Like, what is their like aura, if you will? Like, how are they commanding the crowd? Like their technique, like what are they, all that. Like, I'm watching the whole thing.
For sure. Yeah, no, it's interesting to see.
Oh, it is. But it's always interesting to be like, what did you think about the set? Like, and then a lot of times people will be like, oh, I couldn't stop watching this person. They were so cool. And I'm like, okay, that's cool to hear like what each person's like looking into. So just watching people is what inspired you to get into vocalist, or like become a vocalist?
I think so, yeah. I mean, also, I'm like a very, I don't know, I love to talk. Like, as much as I loved being behind the kit and playing drums, I also love to talk. I love to be social. I loved the idea of like kind of commanding the crowd, and I wanted to like interact, and like, I don't know, it also like the idea of, doing like, these like kind of heavy vocals felt very cathartic to me. Like, like drumming, like it was so fun and awesome for me, but it wasn't like, when they're like, oh, like go release your energy, like it wasn't like that for me. It was like a skill, and like it was fun. I loved it, but like it wasn't like a zone out, like release all your energy, like get rid of everything. And I feel like, considering like the music, or like the arts and music, and like, physical art, or my career, and like what I've wanted to do for so long, I was like, all right, I kind of like, I need somewhere to park this. So kind of seeing people like have that like cathartic response as vocalists, I was like, you know what, I think if I scream this out about something meaningful to me that nobody else understands, like I think this will do it. And it did. I parked it,
Yeah.
whatever, like it definitely helped me mentally a lot too.
Oh,
I was
absolutely.
able to park some shit.
It's very therapeutic. There's nothing like screaming your lungs out, parts
For
where
sure.
afterwards you're like, wow, I feel better. I feel better about a lot of
Yeah.
things.
For sure.
So I want to know, you said your parents got you into music at an early age, and you
Right.
played drums. What kind of music did they have you playing? I'm curious.
Well, I don't know. My mom was a singer for the longest time, and she loved like show tunes, Broadway. My parents actually met because they played together. It was
Oh,
fun.
that's awesome.
But yeah, she was like, and she really, I don't know. She's just awesome. She was just this grandiose vocalist, had like an amazing jazz voice, and she'd sing anything. She really would. And she's not a musician for her career. She changed paths, but she still loves music a lot. But my dad, he's been a guitarist ever since he was like 12, and he still is, and he makes a living off of music. He teaches, he has bands, he played like, in the pit on Broadway, wrote for Guitar Player. So like, he like definitely kind of showed me like, hey, like you kind of got to give this your all, but you could definitely do it. So
That's
that
awesome.
was really cool. It was very cool to be around, and the kind of music I guess that they play for me. Yeah. I don't know, again, my mom really likes show tunes. My dad though loved prog. I listened every single
Okay.
day. Was Rush, Genesis, yes, like anything like that, and I loved it.
Okay.
I Rush is still like, I don't know, like I don't want to say favorite band of all time, but like it's up there, because
Yeah.
that's like that's what put me into playing an instrument. So
That's really cool. I love the like the diversity of like the music. I think it helps definitely round out the musician too. Like being able to appreciate all types of music and genres, not just like locked into one, and it helps your creativity too.
agreed.
That is super awesome. So other than drums, do you play any other instruments or?
I can fiddle around on the bass a little bit.
Okay.
And I can make a really pathetic attempt at playing guitar, but most of the time I have my acrylic nails on, and I'll just sound it out and hope the rest of my band gets what I'm saying.
Gotcha. All right. So with your back against the wall, wanting to learn vocals, how did you learn to do vocals?
How did I learn to do vocals? Well, I think I forget where I think I like learned the fry scream technique from like some YouTube video I had seen, and my friend Kaz, he's in this band Abusement Park now. He's like this like fantastic vocalist, like has gone into it, studied it, and I like sent him a video, and I was like, "Yo, am I doing this right?" And he was like, "Yeah, you are." And I was like, "Okay." So I just kept doing it. And I practiced like all the time. You know, I do a lot of driving, so I'm constantly practicing. And eventually, you know, I got a coach, like I got a teacher for like fry screaming. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I haven't taken a ton of lessons, but like, you know, I have now had two different coaches. I worked with Justin Bonnets of Tala for a little while,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm currently working with Alex Kohler, Chelsea Grin.
Yep.
So, yeah, honestly, I think I just like I was like, all right, I need to shut the fuck up and practice, and you know, I'm gonna do it really fast. And I think I don't know, I think that fry screaming, once I found out like what would keep me consistent and like wasn't gonna kind of ruin my voice to the point where I'd be super inconsistent, I think it was just like putting in the hours from there.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. That's some good teachers to have too, by the way. Alex
Yes, I
and
know.
yeah, they're awesome.
Yes, I'm
Um,
so lucky. I'm so.
you got one of the legends with Alex out there throwing
I
down,
know,
and
right?
Justin
I know.
also.
Yeah, they're both.
You also
They're both
you're in a good time to learn. Talk about this a lot on episodes. I learned many years ago, and there was nothing. There was like no resources. We After I had started learning, Zen of Screaming come out, and so that was like my, aha. Like for watching it the first time, I was like, none of this is really clicking. Like I don't understand what she's talking about. And then I started trying to do some of it like while practicing. I was like, oh, okay, so
Mhm.
that's how it's supposed to feel.
There's always that click moment where
Yes,
it's like, yep, yeah. You know, want to hear something funny? I watched Knotfest 2019. I sat next to Melissa Cross and we hung out.
that's awesome.
Yeah, she was
She
never my teacher, but I knew her through a family friend.
she is she's a legend. She found her niche early with the harsh vocals and everything, and found out like what works, what doesn't work, and she has worked with everybody, literally.
Here comes Ozzy.
Like,
Sorry,
oh, it is fine.
I can't.
Um, it it is insane how many people she's worked with. Okay,
I know.
so what were some early mistakes you did when you were learning to do vocals?
Oh, Ozzy, get off. Go. Sorry, he's like on my side table.
I,
Okay, he's good now. Early mistakes. Not drinking enough water for sure. I still don't drink enough water, like at all, and it definitely fucks me up. Also, I think practicing earlier in the morning, like I learned the hard way, like I'm not gonna sound good and it's gonna discourage me if I practice any earlier than 3 hours after I wake up. Like it has to be after. And if I have the time to practice at night, it's gotta be at night because that's when your voice is like the most, you know. And I mean, you still can practice in the morning. I just personally found like that was the easiest and best for me. And that's like the time of day where your vocal cords are like really warmed up. um I think understanding breath control, like hitting that learning curve,
yeah.
that was super important. Um, and also, I'm trying to think. I don't know. That was definitely an early mistake. I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm still experiencing these early mistakes for sure. So, you know, because I'm really not too far into the game.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can't really think of a ton other than that. I think wearing out my voice too, or like pushing, like, so especially, I mean, I don't know, I'm not really versed in false chord, I'm actively trying to learn, but I know at least particularly with like fry screaming, like it shouldn't hurt like at all, like
Right.
at all, you
Yeah.
know. So pushing myself when it did, and then kind of learning the hard way, and then finally like realizing like, oh, this is kind of like just as easy as opening my mouth and like squeezing my diaphragm a little bit, you know. So I'd say those were definitely my early mistakes.
Yeah. And if it hurts at all, it pretty much they tell you just if it hurts, stop. Like you're doing it
Yeah,
wrong.
exactly.
Um, okay, so when was your aha moment? You've already brought up aha moment. When was yours?
Aha moment. I think my aha moment for getting into it was like I told you, seeing my friends on stage. But I think for like kind of honing in on my vocals, I think there were two corresponding events. I think it was I watched the Phil Bozeman cover of Unanswered, and I was like,
Insane.
holy shit. Like what was that noise? And then I'm looking it up. It's a tunnel. Okay, I need to learn how to do this tunnel. Can't really figure it out. I'm fucking around with mouth shapes on my way home from practice, like early 2024. I hit a tunnel, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, yup, this is it. This is it. I just made one of those freaky weird noises, and like that's so awesome. And this is like a weird new party trick I have even at this point. Like, oh my God, like holy shit, like I can do a tunnel. That's awesome. And I think from there I was like, yup, all right, let's keep going.
Watching Phil videos. Phil's a monster. Phil.
I just got a Whitechapel tattoo the other day on my
Oh, that's
elbow.
so sick.
Thanks. I know, I love it. It hurts so bad.
The elbow's it can be pretty rough, for sure.
Yeah, that was my first elbow tattoo. I mean, granted, I really only have 2, but for the first one, it was pretty rough.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But Phil's a monster. Phil has always been one of the ones that like, especially for like lows and like gutturals and stuff. To me, it's just like Phil. He makes it's so easy to him, and
He's the best. He really
somatic defilement and stuff. It just chef's kiss. I mean, it's brutal. I love it, and I love the new album. We're kind of on a tangent on Whitechapel, but you know they've done their.
I'm curious.
Do what?
What's your favorite track off that? I'm curious.
Off the new album? Ooh, the last song. I don't know why. What is the name? Oh my God. The last song jams so hard.
Wait, let me check really quick. I have my phone in front of me. I could check. Hold on. What is it? Now, because now I'm curious. Oh my God. Notifications, go away. Wait.
Nothing is coming for any of us.
Okay, that one's good. That one's good.
I like it. I like honestly from front to back. I really love the album.
Yeah, I agree. It's cool.
But is just something about the way he ends, and like Ben goes off on that little like run with his leads and stuff. It jams to end the record so well, and I catch myself going back to it often.
Sure.
I think you muted. Oh, there we go. Lost you for a second.
Oh, okay. Hi.
But yeah, it's fantastic. Phil's a monster. But I just love that, you know, like we said before, Deathcore Revival kind of coming back. And he's just like, I've been doing more of a progressive side. Like, they've been doing different things. He's like, oh, let me remind you guys what I can do. And I'm just like,
yeah, like, let me remind y'all why I'm here.
Yeah. He's,
yeah, no, I appreciate Ken. I appreciate the Valley. I can't particularly say I'm a fan, but also I think, like, lyric-wise, I think that's something Phil, like, needed to get out. So,
yeah.
like, get it out, you know? Yeah. Do your thing. You gotta do it at some point.
Oh yeah,
every band's gonna change it.
And they kind of do in like threes. I feel like the way they do like their like string of like records and styles. They kind of
for sure.
What's your favorite track? Since you asked me off of the new album.
Oh, Bedlam for sure.
Okay.
It's the grooviest.
Oh yeah. I mean the whole album. That really there wasn't I don't think there's a skip on there. If I put the album on at the start, I'm jamming the whole time. Like I'm into it.
Sorry.
You got a special guest.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I keep him in here because for these kind of events because his real name is Ozzy Prince of Darkness. So
oh, that's wonderful. And it's
how could his presence not grace us, you know?
Absolutely. 100%.
But yeah, no. I think front to back, yeah, it really is really good. I've had the privilege of seeing them twice since they released it once. When they came around, I went to Sayreville.
Nice.
Starland Ballroom to see them on their Hymns and Dissonance tour. And then I also got to catch them. I went down to Daytona Beach for Welcome to Rockville, and I saw their set there, which was cool. So
very nice.
And even like especially seeing it live, it's so good.
I'm hoping they're coming through Tennessee in December with.
I hope they would. They came from there.
Oh yeah, they're from Knoxville. I've got to see them. I've got to see them a couple times. I was at one of the music videos, and I can't remember. It was off of. Oh my gosh, what was it? It was not. It's not This Is Exile. Oh, Breeding Violence? Which one was it? It was at Rocket Town. And I just remember they played the song like 5 times and people were throwing trash cans. It was just chaos everywhere. Just awesome. It was fantastic. But they're coming through and it's them, Body Snatcher, Angel Maker, and Disembodied Tyrant, I believe. So it's like a pretty sick show. I was like, oh yeah, that's a for sure going to that one.
Yeah. That's cool. Kyle Medina's really good too. I was really excited that he was the one to fill in, you know, for the Float Face Down gig.
Oh yeah, so Kyle is awesome. He is. We will get to Kyle later. He has his own segment on this show, inspired by him. Really? And I actually got to talk to him about it a couple weeks ago, so it was pretty fun to like tell him about his segment.
Awesome.
But all right, let's get back. I I'm curious about this one because your mom is a singer, but do you have any routines you do before doing vocals? And does it change based on like one-off show, or if you're doing a bunch of shows, or if you're going to the studio to record, or even if you're sick? Like, how do you kind of get ready and warm up?
So before every show, I'll do a bunch of jumping jacks. Like I'll just kind of run around like an idiot for a little while, just jumping up and down, or like engaging in something stupid with my band to kind of get my heart rate up. And then I'll buzz my lips for a while and go up and down.
Yeah.
Like, and like hold it for as long as I can, doing that as consistently as I can. Um, what else will I do? And then I'll sing triads, and then I'll fry scream the triads.
Okay.
And I'll even just at times go from my lowest note to my highest note singing. Like, you know, in my regular voice. And I'm not much of a singer at all, so anybody can do this. Like, this is not like you have to be a singer. Like I'm not a singer. So I'll go from my lowest note to my highest note, and I'll try to pay attention to where my voice breaks if it does. And wherever my voice breaks, if I try to turn that into a fry scream, I'm like, oh, okay, like this is the range I'm not gonna go for today.
Yeah.
Like, say for example, you know, even my voice right now, like it feels a little bit tired. I'm talking a lot. So if I were to go, that's where it breaks, you know, and I probably wouldn't fry in that range today. Other than that, yeah, I think that's really it. I try to like keep a fry scream and stop and go and like really get a lot of control of my diaphragm, like or wait, can I do it now? I'll try and do that, like close, open,
Yeah.
to see you know, how consistently I could keep it, and if I can keep the flow of open close and my fry scream stays consistent. And I'll also say the word hut a lot to tighten up my diaphragm.
Okay.
Like I'll put a lot of emphasis on the T and like try to like squeeze my diaphragm in. Sorry, I know I have a lot. Last one's definitely gonna be if I'll do a thing where I'll exhale, like I'll take a really deep, you know, diaphragm breath in, and I'll exhale only a little bit at a time and keep doing that. You know, take like circle breaths, but
Yeah.
make the seconds between each breath longer. You know, stuff like that.
Okay.
And I think I try to do that before every show. I run through all those things before I go into the studio. Plus, I drink like a devilish amount of water before I hit the studio. Throat coat tea, cough, and if everybody else is having a beer, probably a beer, and that's the recipe. It'll always go great. Also, on top of that, yeah, I think I try to hit as many things as I can at shows. That, and I'll play like one of our tracks in my ear, and I'll just like sing along with it so I can hear myself. You know, I'll run to the bathroom and do something like that. Especially for a lot of shows in a row, I'll try to like be super consistent about how hydrated I am, and checking my range if I'm like every single day that, like, say I'm playing like 3 shows in a row, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like, you know, I'll play Friday, cool, whatever. Saturday I'm checking my range, what's gonna crack. Sunday I'm especially checking my range, you know, what's gonna crack. But yeah, and then even still, if I am cracking, I'll try and like see if I can work my way up to reach through the triads. I'll do the triads to that note, and I'll scream the triads to that note that's kind of hitting, and sometimes that'll warm it up, or sometimes it won't.
Okay. And have you reached out to your mom, or had your mom give you like any tips at all with her being a singer?
No.
Okay.
I love her, but she knows nothing about fry screaming. She's like, you know, she likes to see me do metal music, but personally she's like not a fan of it herself.
Yeah.
So I unfortunately don't think. I mean, I guess I don't know. She definitely probably have good techniques for like singing, but I don't think she really has any for fry screaming.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So what all do you do for vocal care other than just like your teas and stuff? Do you do anything like when you're not performing, or maybe after the set, or anything like that to kind of like help preserve your voice?
I think if my voice really is fried, like I will try to drink a lot of water and have some tea with honey, you know, more often than not if I can. For cola cough drops, I have like the little menthol for cola cough drops, and I like those. Alex recommended I use those because they're like all natural. So, and they've been working pretty well for me. And I have ones that have like a menthol core, so it kind of like soothes and cools my throat sometimes. And I don't know, I'm a big Diet Coke guy, and I really find that like Diet Coke was like a nice throat coat for me sometimes.
Okay.
So it works. But yeah, that's usually it. As far as vocal rest days go, like I don't know. There's like my vocal rest day looks like me not participating as heavily during practice if we're practicing the day of or the day before. I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. I just like I can't shut up, so I really don't take vocal rest. Plus, also for my job, like I can't just be quiet, you know. So I kind of have to talk to people, but it's okay because it hasn't really failed me.
Maybe it keeps it like, I know a lot of like touring musicians after like the first few days of tour, they kind of get like not muscle memory, but it gets broken in, if you will, and like it's just like running, like it's good to go. As long as they're playing shows, they're golden.
Exactly, you know, it makes sense, especially if you're being consistent, your environment's consistent, your routine's consistent. Like if there's something I find that like really, you know, throws off my day and like it'll affect me like emotionally or like get in my head, then like unfortunately maybe even like maybe for a song or two before I lock in, like it will affect how I perform. I think it's yeah, it has a lot to do about the mentality for sure. Like just making sure, you know, even if you're not in that right headspace, that like you have the ability to like put yourself back in that headspace, which most of the time I can, but nobody's perfect, you know, everybody has those days where you can't.
Absolutely. All right, we're gonna shift gears a little bit. We're gonna talk about some fun stuff, some lyrics. Where do you pull from for lyrics? Do you do personal? Do you do conceptual? Do you kind of do a hybrid of the both, or like what is your go-to for that?
I think I do personal. I mean, now I feel like with the EP and the single we got out, I don't know, most of that was like so I was just like really pissed at a few people and I kind of had to say it, like, you know, like I was really fucking mad about a few people, shit a few people did, and I was like, yeah, you're going in the discography. Now, I think yeah, I take a lot of inspiration, you know, I think lyrically and like with my cadences, like from like rhythm. I think being a drummer's definitely helped me, like
Mm-hmm.
the way I phrase things. Like, you know, I can see it a billion different ways, which is really cool. But also, I really like Lamb of God. They're my favorite band ever. Like Randy got me
Okay.
screaming. You know, he's the best. So I think I took a lot of inspiration from him. I think like for example, Cognitive Dissonance, our one song, especially towards the end, the triplet section, or I don't even know, not the triplet section. It's kind of like this melody section where it's like got like this nice feel to it. Um, I took a ton of inspiration from the song Grace, which was, you know, like really important to me and like it resonates with me. So I was like, okay, cool, I can make this resonate with other people too. Um, I think as far as the new single that just came out goes, uh, definitely lyrics like smack dab in line with the somatic defilement. I was like, I'm gonna go crazy with this one. Like, what the hell? Like, they really can't be mad at me if I'm like, if I got like a bow in my hair or something. Like, they're not gonna sit here and like think I'm weird. Like, nobody thinks Phil Bozeman's weird for that. So, like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm gonna write some really nasty lyrics, and I did, and it went over really well. So whatever, it is what it is.
Nasty
But
lyrics with a
I
bow in your hair. I love it.
yeah, no, I really I had so much fun. I love performing with like my skirt and a bow in my hair, and I'm not even the girliest girl in the world. It's just fun to me. But yeah, for sure. That one was definitely like, especially the verbiage is a good way to put it. But it came a lot from the somatic defilement, which was cool. Um and definitely the stuff I'm working on now, I think now that I'm not like I don't know, I'm like done. All right, I can't write another song about the same person that I'm pissed at. Like, yeah, you already got your song. So I think I don't know, I'm super big on, you know, climate change awareness and like how that trumps all, not like Trump, like Trump's like
Yeah.
goes first before all politics, because if our mother nature is hurting, like we cannot survive. Like there are no political issues, there are no like cultural issues, there are no, you know, so like if the earth goes, we go, you know. And I'm definitely really big on that, and you know, writing a lot about like how much I hate corporate greed, because I really do. um and yeah, that's kind of been my focus lately.
Okay. Nice. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. So whenever you're writing your parts, like your vocal parts and your cadence and stuff, I'm guessing you being a drummer, you're probably going off of the drums, right? Like the beat. That's how you go. Because some people go like based off guitar, some go based on drums, like how they get their flow and their patterns and stuff.
Yeah, for sure, I definitely go off both, and I'm really lucky because my drummer, he's like, I don't know, he's so nuts and he's so groovy too. He's all like, all of our beats have like such a nice groove. So yeah, I think I can pull from both sufficiently, at least, you know,
Okay.
to say the least. Or sometimes what I'll do is I'm like, all right, I'm gonna sandwich between the both of you. I'm not gonna go with the guitarist pattern or the drums pattern. Like I'm gonna go somewhere in the middle, and I'll land back on one with you later. Like,
I love it.
yeah,
Very
but
nice.
yeah, that's it for the most part.
Okay, so do you have a lyricist that has inspired you or that inspires you?
Definitely Randy Bly and definitely Phil Bozeman for sure. Like, referencing what I had said earlier. I don't know. I kind of like Randy's lyrical content. I think, the way like it's really brutal, but like if you really look at it, like, it's meaningful. It really is meaningful, and there's a lot of lyrics out there that are meaningful, but I like his because they're meaningful in the way that they're like relevant to like, things that need to be addressed. Like, music is inherently political, like it's alternative. So like, for example, Ashes of the Wake, like, the album as a whole, like the lyrical content in there is so cool to me. And it's kind of, I don't know, I would want people to read my lyrics and be like, oh, like, she stands for something she believes in and she's like angry about it. So I think I definitely get that from Randy. And Phil, I love like the disgusting, like vulgar lyrics. Like they're so, like, I don't know, like I think that also is kind of what deathcore is about, like disgusting vulgar lyrics. So I'll definitely try to do a combination of the two half the time.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
as soon as you say disgusting, vulgar lyrics, somatic defilement. First thing that comes to mind,
Yeah,
like
for
that.
sure. And like I don't know, I really like the lyrical content of that album, and I think it's cool because it's a concept
Yeah,
album. Like
it's all
that's
about Jack the Ripper, correct?
yeah, it's all about Jack
Which
the Ripper.
to
They
me,
both have both
I'm
songs.
I'm weird, and serial killers, like the psychology of it all, like that fascinates me. So as soon as like I heard, and I was like, this is about Jack the Ripper, and I was like, oh, I instantly, like, you just gained so many more points to me. Like I'm even more interested now.
Cool, yeah, it's Jack the Ripper, and then, the killings in like the Whitechapel district,
Yeah.
like where their name comes from, and like each song is like tied to like a different victim. Like it's cool. Like it's cool. I kind of like I like that it's from the perspective of the killer, and I think it's kind of like cool to portray like in my songs, like because I'm not an inherently violent person. Like I'm really nice. I love everybody. I wouldn't hurt a fly. But it's kind of cool to transform into this like angry killer
Yeah.
lyrics like person while I'm performing, you know. It's like it's a cool like kind of persona, and people eat it up. So like, you know what? It's fun. It's fun for the both of us.
Absolutely. All right,
Yeah.
so this next one's hard, so I'm warning you ahead of time. This one gets everybody. Do you have a favorite lyric? It can be one of your own, or someone else's, or one of each if you have it.
I'll definitely do one of each, but I need to.
It's tricky to, like, off the top of your head, like right away, be like, oh yeah, favorite lyric. Oh yeah, I know that. I mean, you have
No,
to go
no,
through
no,
like a
because
whole discography.
I'm deciphering between two.
Uh oh.
Um.
You
Oh
had
my
them
gosh.
ready.
Wait.
Okay. Give us both in.
I really like, again, Lamb of God.
That,
God forbid you read the signs. What's remaining between the lines.
okay.
Um. I really like that one. The second, and then I think as far as what I've written, it's a tie between two. The second half of the cognitive dissonance melodic breakdown, forgotten and shamed by the father, the absence of nurture. Wait, no, I'm reading the wrong one, guys. Wait, I need to pull it up because yep, no, I'm doing it in order right now. My bad. Hold on. Yeah, of course, especially right when I need my lyrics. Forgotten and shamed by the father, the absence of nurture, will to live with no worth, sense of self becomes the martyr as sacrifices to a stillbirth.
Okay. Very
That
nice.
one's really good. And also, you have planted the seed, but I will reap your greed, rewarding myself with the fruits of vengeance and truth. Those are my two favorite ones,
Okay.
I think.
Very nice.
And then I also really like, again, Lamb of God, just you spineless coward. Like I was like, yeah. Like I don't know. Oh, hi, Ozzy. Can you say hi?
Ozzy. There's Ozzy.
There he is.
Nice. Very nice. And you had those. That stumps a lot of people. Does this? It is hard. Like if someone asked me, I would be like, oh god, I'm just start like playing through all kinds of albums and stuff. I'm like, but all right. This will be fun. Tips for new songwriters as far as lyrically patterns, flow, cadence, all that stuff. If someone was wanting to get into writing lyrics or their patterns and stuff like that as a vocalist, what kind of tips would you give them?
Um, if you're screaming, you're not stupid for making your words rhyme because nobody can really tell what they are, and it kind of just sounds like a cadence that works.
Okay.
Like, and I do that all the time, even unintentionally. Like the new song, like damn near every word rhymes, and I don't know if people notice it or not, and I definitely didn't notice it until like after the song was released. But I'm like, you know what? Hell yeah, nobody can tell. It just sounds cool. It sounds like it works. So I definitely say that. I don't know, read a lot. Like your vocabulary is going to get all the more extensive the more you read, whether it's news, whether it's fiction, nonfiction. I mean, me personally, I really only like to read autobiographies, but like that's just me. So like even with that, like, that'll really like expand your vocabulary and like, pave the way for you to be able to speak really eloquently. And I'd say refine your words, refine them as much as you can, and so that you can like really punch them, when you're singing them.
Yeah.
Also, maybe write a poem and then eventually turn it into a song. Or like literally just write down about something that you're feeling that feels poetic, even if it's not like poetic, like, if you're experiencing blah blah blah, like I fucking hate this, I can't stand this, like I can't do this, like, you can turn, like, even if you're just writing it down, you can turn that rage into lyrics directly, or you can rephrase it, or you can turn it into a story. Like, I think just read, write shit down, and if you're screaming, rhyme. Nobody cares. No rules.
Very nice. So how do you go about writing lyrics? It's always fun to ask. Are you kind of be driving or in the shower or wherever, and like if a line comes to you, instantly like write it down on your phone, like type it out, like just to remember it, or do you kind of just sit down and have like a time where you're just like writing about a subject, or like how do you go about writing your songs and your lyrics? Like how do you tackle it personally?
That's a really good question, actually. For like the first, bit of like my songwriting, because like I'm very new to this still. Like this is my first time, being a vocalist, and I only have like 5 songs out right now, so it's very new. But for like the first few songs, like I had, stuff like written down, or like certain experiences that like I was able to reflect on and like put into words, and like, kind of make them like this like angry, hopefully meaningful, hopefully impactful, like, set of lyrics. But I think also, so every once in a while, yeah, I will have like a phrase or like an idea or like a concept come to me where I'm like, you know what, like I think this would sound really good with our song. But other than that, I'll like, I don't know, they'll be running, a new song, practicing it, or like in the middle of writing it, it's not even done yet. And I'll kind of just sit there really quietly in my notes app, like trying to figure out what I should write. And then I'll see if it fits, like if I can make it fit. And then move things around accordingly, add new lines or like adjust stuff or like, yeah,
Yeah.
from there.
Okay. I've done both. I always like sitting there and listening to the song and kind of just getting the feel, kind of like you said, like the vibe of it, and like seeing how the
Yeah,
parts are, and
fair.
like what do I want to talk about in this song? Like what am I feeling it's saying? But I've also done like I'll be driving somewhere and I'll have to like quickly scramble to try to get my phone or something and like type out what like a thought, or just keep saying it over and over again until I can, which always drives me crazy because I'll forget it and then I'm like, what the hell was that line? But and then I'll try to like just write all those good and bad and try to expand on them. Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
different ways.
There's also no shame in looking up a synonym if you don't want
Oh
to
yeah,
use
for
a word
sure.
again. And you can't think of another one,
Yeah.
like, like even if it's like you're like, damn, I really like this sentence, but I want to phrase it differently. Like you don't have to like muster like it from the bottom of your soul to like think of something different that is like equally as impactful, and you had to think of it yourself. Like, dog, just Google it. It's okay. But, like, yeah, I don't know. I feel you. Sometimes I really am like, I like this idea and I need to write it down right now.
Yeah. And
But
then,
I
and
think,
some of
yeah,
them will be bad. Like not everything you write's gonna be good, and not everything's gonna make the cut. But there's nothing wrong with that. Write them down. Write down any and all ideas you have.
I agree with you. I agree with you entirely. And I think also like finding the flow is so important. Like, because for example, oh, pardon me, Torn Open's in the middle of writing another EP right now, and we just finished up a song, well, 2 songs the other day. You know, we were trying to like figure out like how to, end one, and like also, oh, how do we start this other one? And I'm like, guys, make that, like, these songs can connect, like cut it right, like where one ends and one begins, but like they flow into each other like it's one song. And like that was really important, because now, like, I have like the beginning song, like I had the idea of like, like it's called like denial, and so it begins, so it's kind of like about like a mass sense of ignorance that's like instilled upon us by like corporations just like force feeding us ads, and like like I don't know. You see it on like Facebook. I don't even use Facebook, and every time I look at it, I'm like, good lord, like I actually hope these people like touch a newspaper, like So, and then and now that we float it into like this other song, like now I was like, okay, and then I called it like the way it should end. So like now I had like this kind of informational bit, and now it's like the killing of the monster, like
Yeah.
this is how it needs to be taken down, and it's brutal. So I think it's super important to get the flow of the song, because then you could come up with like really, cool concepts
Yeah.
outside of your words.
It's fun. It's fun to like create art like that too. Like I love the songs that flow together. Like that's super fun, just to be able to like connect the pieces, if you will, and like tell one big story.
Yeah, for sure. I was so excited when I thought of it. I was like, guys, I was like, if you don't do this, I'm leaving right now.
All right. So, as a vocalist, I'm sure you've already experienced this, especially a new vocalist. We all have parts that we love to do live. There's parts that you get amped up, like you're just like, oh, this part's so fun to do, I can't wait. And then on the flip side of that, there's parts that we write in the studio that we're like, damn, I didn't think I need to breathe during this part. Like, you're punching parts, you're doing things, and like you don't think about, hey, doing this live, it's gonna be very hard to pull off. So, do you have a part that's like really fun to do that you enjoy doing live, and one that you don't hate, but you're like, okay, I gotta get through this part because it's rough?
I don't know. I think one of the parts, it's like, if I nail it and I do it right, sometimes I'm like, yup, that just made the whole song. But at the same time, it's so much like I don't know. Like I have in when I saw your mouth shut, like there's this one kind of like dissonant verse that's super empty, and I'm just screaming, you brought this shame upon yourself, only you two blame fucking no one else, put your finger to the dirty mirror, could it be any fucking clearer, all in one breath. And then also my drummer really likes to speak sometimes live depending on how he's feeling. And you see like halfway through that part, I'm like looking at him like but I'll like, if I nail it live, like if I can do it in the one breath, I'm like, yup, and that was fire. And a lot of the time I can, but sometimes if the venue's like really hot, like I gotta leave out the could it be any fucking clearer, because immediately after there's a group vocal like fuck the world, like okay, Taylor reference, but there's like a fuck the world, but like not everybody has mics. I'm the only one with a mic. So I just do it anyway. So like immediately, could it be any fucking clearer? Fuck the world, and like holding that out, and then I get to breathe for like a half a second, and then like finish the rest of the verse. That one's a little bit of a marathon. But I think it's equally as rewarding. But I think that would be my part, that it's like, yeah, like I know I'm probably not gonna be able to do this today. But in contrast, I think Heard It Last, like it being our last song, where it has like the breakdown and it keeps the steady tempo, and then it like drops, and I'll like hold out like a really, either like a high scream or a tunnel, or depending on what I'm feeling. I think that it always feels really cool, because as soon as the slowdown hits and I'm hitting that note and I'm like holding it, and I see people like, they make the face, they're like, oh, it got slower, fuck, and it got slower, and then it speeds up again, like normal tempo, and then it gets even slower, and then people are like, oh damn, it got slower. So I like screaming during that part. I think it's cool.
Okay, nice, very nice. All right, fun question time. So we got some shenanigan questions. This one is the Calmadina themed question. Whenever I wrote this question, it was fully inspired by Adam D of Killswitch and Calmadina. Do you have a favorite call out? So we all know there's the typical like
I do have a favorite call out, and my band makes fun of me for it every single fucking time. Whenever like I'll make fun of, like, I don't know, like whenever our guitarist wrote like a really stupid riff, and I'll make fun of him, and then he'll start making fun of like all the call outs I do, but it's this one I do every time before we like hit the craziest breakdown. I'll be like, last chance to dance. I'm like, Who's got health insurance? Prove to me that you have health insurance right now. Everyone in this room, prove that you have health insurance. And if you don't, be a trooper.
Oh my God.
So that's usually it.
I
Something
love it.
along the lines of like, I want you to fucking prove that you have health insurance.
I love it. I love it. Is a
I
lot
don't
of
know. I
that,
saw that in my
and there's
mom's
nothing
thing.
wrong with doing. I've got both sides. You know, people are like, some bands tend to be more serious, and it's more like the just like normal call outs, like you know the regular stuff, and that's fine, and it works if the crowd gets going. That's all that matters. But to me, it's something about the ones that are just like off the wall, especially during just like an ignorantly heavy part where like people are ready, and then it's this saying that they're just like, wait, what? And then everybody goes nuts. Like, I love that. It's great. It's so great.
Sure. Yeah, like I'll have my like regular ones like lined up, like split this shit the fuck in
Yeah.
half. Let's fucking go. But yeah, no, last song. All right, stick it out, guys. I know some of you in this room have your health insurance card right in your wallet, in your back pocket. Now I need to see it. I need you to prove it to me.
The question is, does it work? Do people go crazy?
Yeah.
Then that's all. Hey, he can't make fun of you. It
Does,
works.
does,
If nobody
does.
danced, then he can make fun of you.
I think they're usually a bit like taken aback. They're like fuck, like you really got me there. Like I do have like I'll usually see like a few eyebrows and then like they'll smile and then they'll like lock in and go in the pit. So I think it works.
Oh yeah, I love it. All right, so this is kind of a sports inspired question. It's a little weird, but it's fun to ask anyways. Do you have any pre-show or studio rituals? Are you superstitious? Is there things you have to do, like anything from? I've had people say I have to wear a certain pair of socks. They've showed the socks, which is crazy. Drinking a specific Gatorade in the studio. Push-ups, like the normal band, like you know, fist bumps, or like everybody has to like have a good show, or don't say good show. Some people can't say good show. They have like, you know, whatever. We can't talk about the show until after the show, kind of thing. Like, there's all kinds of stuff. So it's interesting to ask. But do you have anything?
I think so. Yeah, I think sorry, it's not like anything like a ritual, but it's kind of like sappy. I usually text like my boyfriend or my best friend, like both like love you. I'm about to go on, and
Oh, that's
I'm really
awesome.
happy when I hear back from them because I usually will. Like if they're not at the show or if they are there, like I'll give them like a hug before I go in the back and like start to warm up and get ready.
Yeah.
And I think that that does it for me. Like knowing like those are like the two most important people in the world
Yeah.
to me, my boyfriend, my best friend. So like I'm excited, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, like they support this. Like this is so awesome. Like, yay, I love them too. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely it for me.
Okay. That's cool. It's something about the, especially if you're superstitious, just like, I guess it's just a mental thing, you know, like
Mhm.
if you didn't have those lucky socks or you didn't text them, I'm sure the show would still go fine. But for like your mental, you're just like, it's that extra little oomph. Like you're just like, okay, yeah, I'm about to crush it. Like I'm good now. We're golden.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think also sometimes, you know what? This is one trick my mom did give me that like, every time before a show I will use, especially if like I wouldn't say again it's like a ritualistic thing, but like it definitely helps me when I am feeling a little bit of anxiety. Like before you're about to go on, like you close your eyes, you picture like a stoplight in front of you, and you like envision like like the craziest show you're about to put on. The stoplight's red, you're getting ready, song's about to start, band's playing, like your cue, stoplight's on yellow. As soon as you have to turn around and start screaming green, go. Like it's like go, like right now, give it everything, like start your engines. And I think that'll usually get me really amped up because like I'm like, all right, calm, locking in, all right, like it's time. So that one usually that'll help too.
Okay.
Yeah, again, it's not like a ritualistic thing, but I think in times of need I'll definitely do that pretty often.
Okay. It's something about for me, like I never really got super nervous. It's just like almost like a good anxiety. Like you're ready. I'm ready to play. And then like you get
Yeah.
up there, you see the crowd, and then as soon as the first note is hit, it's like a switch is flipped, and you're just like, it's go time. Like I'm ready.
Yep. Yeah, I feel you. I think I don't know. I'll work myself up a lot. Like I am a really anxious person. Like I struggled with OCD for a while, so I will psych myself out a little bit. Not as nearly as bad as I do when I play drums, but like definitely a little bit, before I do vocals. I don't know. It's like more manageable for me mentally. But yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like sometimes you just like have that anxiety, but luckily enough, like once I'm on stage, like,
Yeah.
it goes.
All right. Fun question for you. Which is harder, vocalist or frontman? Because there is a difference. You can have a vocalist that can do anything and everything, right? But as far as like commanding a crowd, like we've talked about, and like getting the crowd to like respond and that energy to come back and forth, you know, have them like saying whatever and they'll mosh and go crazy. Like some people don't necessarily have that charisma or that side, but they can do anything. And then on the opposite side, there may be someone that can't do everything technically and like huge range and do all kinds of stuff, but they can control a crowd the whole time. So which one do you think is harder?
I want to say frontman because it doesn't come to people as naturally more often than not. Like, sometimes like you really do just have to be born with that ability to like get up there and like rile everybody up and talk to people and like, you know, like you don't look like you're in a shell. You like it's very apparent like you own the stage, and like a lot of like it's hard to learn. It's really hard to learn that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, but I think because it's like it's hard to learn, you know, I'd arguably pin that as more difficult. But I think also in terms of like just if you really want to do well, you gotta have both. Like you need to have both. But
100%.
I think yeah, that being said, I think being a front man is probably harder.
Okay. So another fun, I'm gonna put you. You're getting on the spot. We're getting your list of everything. Can you give me your top 3 frontman and top 3 vocalists? And they can be the same person.
Okay.
Putting you on the spot. I'm getting hard hitting questions now.
Yeah, no, this is crazy.
And you also kind of told on yourself earlier. You mentioned Rush might be your favorite band, but then you said Lamb of God was your favorite band. So I'm guessing those are your top 2.
Well, actually, crazy enough, I don't know. I love Rush. Like that's like the band that brought me here. So that's like my overarching like this is what birthed me into the person I am kind of band. But my 2 favorite bands are Lamb of God and Pantera. Obviously, like honestly, I really fucking love Pantera. Like but okay, let's start with frontman first. So I think definitely Randy Bly. He's an amazing frontman.
Yeah.
For sure. He's got like that charisma. Mitch Lucker, amazing frontman. Like, you know, he's always able to rile everybody up.
He had the presence. He was like a menacing presence without, just.
And honestly, this is the next one that came to mind. I'm gonna say my friend Vic in the band Retained Surgical Instrument. She's fucking nut. Like she's so crazy on stage. And you know, her vocals are amazing as well, but it's like a death grind band. I don't know. I think it's a mix between death grind and gore grind. But either way, it's ridiculous. And like she has like this like so like her stage presence is so grandiose. I gotta really hand it to her. So I'd say those are my top 3 like frontmen. As far as vocalists go, Randy Bly, Alex Kohler, and this one's a little difficult. I don't know, cause like I'm really tied. I'm gonna put it a nice tie. Sorry, typical deathcore fan here. Nice tie between Phil and Mitch. Sorry guys, I know I just named the 3 most popular deathcore bands ever. Sue me.
It's okay. Those are good choices. They're all good choices. Okay, I like it.
They're good. Listen, people like them for a reason.
Yeah, no, I mean, and they're successful bands for a reason.
Exactly. There's plenty of other deathcore bands that I really do like that are like really fucking small. Like, I promise I'm not a poser. Just I like them.
You like what you like. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong at all. Okay. Do you have a favorite show that you've played? Is there a show that like stands out right away? You're like, that's my favorite. That's the best one. For various reasons. It could be, you know, whatever.
Let me think. The show we played most recently was really fun. It was a fundraiser show for local cat shelters, so that was like super fun in terms of like the environment of the show. But a show that we played that was like just like heavy hitting. That we played a show in Brooklyn in like this super disgusting like tiny packed venue, and we had a label coming to see us, and I think we all were like, all right guys, like we need to play really fucking good today, like really good. And so I think we did. Like I think we really lucked out. It wasn't like one of those like typical mess up when you needed to go well things. Like we just nailed it. We nailed it. We looked cohesive, you know, everything like was it went the way it was supposed to. So
nice.
That one definitely. And the crowd was nuts. The crowd was fucking nuts. New York kids know how to move. I really got to hand it to them, especially the ones that like just like live in like the DIY scene where it's like, like we played under a bridge in Queens. Like those kids know how to move, you know.
Nice, very nice. Hopefully you got good news from the label. I'm sure you can't say anything, so I'm not going to ask. But hopefully, yeah, hopefully everything went well since the show went well. That's usually a good sign. If the show goes really well, it should be a good sign. Okay,
Okay.
so any tour plans or anything in the works right now for you guys?
Yeah, I think we were talking about a tour with I Saw God in
Oh,
January.
sick.
That would be I love them. I
Very
love them. I love
nice.
them. My our friends in like Gray Avenue, they just toured with them, which was really cool. Like they were filling in on drums and guitar. So, that was even cooler because I was like, "Oh my God, those are my friends and I love I Saw God." So, that was really cool. I definitely want to hit the road with them. I think we might do some like weekender things with Befel. That's gonna be pretty cool. I'm excited about that in the coming fall. But I think, yeah, right now we were gonna record a single, and then the single turned into 2 songs, and then 2 songs turned into 4 within the span of 24 hours. Like I don't know what happened. Like same studio session was booked. Like we already had it booked for the single, and then I'm texting like the guy who helps like mix, produce, whatever, and like record us, and I'm like, hey, we might record 2 songs. Hey, so make that 4. We're just gonna do the whole EP. We don't want the drums to sound different. We have 4 songs ready. And he was like, okay, so
Isn't
yeah,
it
so
crazy
I
how
guess
that happens? Like, just the songs sometimes they just flow.
yeah, no,
They just all it happens. They're not forced. They come to you.
yeah, I really gotta hand it to my band, like like the instrumentalists of my band, because they can just fucking shit out music. Like it's so crazy. Like it is. I don't know. They are such a well-oiled machine. They really are. It's so beautiful to watch because like I don't know, like we wrote 4 songs in like 2 practices, like and it was awesome, which is really cool.
All right, so EP, you're going to record it soon. You said.
Yeah, drums are starting in about a week.
Okay, nice.
So yes, and we're contemplating a feature on there.
Okay,
I don't know.
very sick. So if you're recording in a week, I'm guessing it will be probably start of the year or the end of this year when it's released, roughly.
Oh, I'm trying to convince them to, even though it is an EP, put out a single first so
Yeah.
we can put out a music video. I know it's not an album, like, and that normally happens with an album, but we don't have any music videos. We don't have any visualizers. We were gonna do it with this past single, but then we're like, nah, fuck it. We want to put this single out. This song's so good. So now I was like, okay, we really need to lock in and record a video. So I think, yeah, after that, probably end of this year.
Okay.
I think there's like a few more things we definitely have to talk over in terms of like, what our plans are, what the announcement can coincide with, because I think, it usually does better when it's coinciding with something.
Yeah.
It'll bring even more attention to it. So, yeah, I'm gonna see from there for sure.
Absolutely. So, do you have favorite bands to play shows with?
Ooh, that's a good one. Let me see. I think
Without
I like
throwing
playing with
without throwing your friends under the bus.
No, no, no. I'm not throwing them under the bus. I'm so lucky because I am surrounded by a plethora of wonderful musicians. But I really like playing with Abusement Park a lot. They're super fun. Mercy Whip from Connecticut. They're great. Fracture, local metalcore band. They're super awesome. Um, I can't remember if it was Torn Open or my other band. I think both bands have now. Yeah, Torn Open's played with this band. Scumbag. They're from North New York. God, so good. They're so good. They're not deathcore. They're like I don't know. They're disgusting, and I love them so much. So I really like playing with them. They're just so awesome to see. And I'm trying to think of what else. I don't know. Honestly, there's just so many cool bands that I'm so lucky to be around. Like we played the New England Death Metal Bonanza, and there was so many bands there, and all of them were so awesome to play with. So, I don't know. I can't really say I'm biased. I definitely like enjoy some bands because like also my friends are there. But as far as like there's no band that I'm like, I don't want to play with them.
Yeah.
I don't like them. I would never do that. Yeah, I like playing with everybody because like what the hell, we're all gonna play music. Awesome.
It's something about that camaraderie, you know, going to shows and like all the musicians there and everybody's just hanging out, supporting each other, and like I don't know, it's
Yeah.
something about it, like the energy, you know.
Yeah.
It's yeah,
It's so fun.
it's special. Okay, so favorite show you've seen? All the fun, like we're picking your brain and everything tonight.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is crazy. Oh. I've been to like so many. Like
Do you have okay? Can you have a top? Whatever's easier. Top 3, top 5, whatever.
I don't know.
Top
I
2.
mean, I really like seeing Lamb of God perform.
How many
You
times
know,
have you seen them?
like 6, 7.
Okay, nice, very nice.
So that's really cool. Whitechapel was awesome. I don't know. There's like a ton of local shows that have always been so fun. I used to like seeing local hardcore band Odiame when they were around. That was always super fun. I can't think of what else. I always like going to Nailed Shut shows. I love Nailed Shut. They're so nice and they're so fun. The energy is always like so high at their shows. Oh my god. I really need to think. Like I feel like I have so much fun at like every single show that I can't even like pick.
Is there a bucket list show you haven't got to see yet, or a band you haven't got to see that you want to see?
Yeah, Chelsea Grin, original member reunion. Sorry guys, I didn't say that. That didn't come from me. There's a ghost in here. Did you guys hear that?
It was Ozzy.
Creepy. I might have to shut my windows. But I don't know. That's a really tough one. Oh my god. I actually need a minute to think about this. I'm like looking around my room for like something that'll remind me. I don't know. I feel like there's so many shows I would like and so many bands I would love to see that I don't even know if I
Did you ever get to see Pantera? Like I know they.
Yes, the new.
Yeah, with the new like the. I guess I'm trying to think who was even in the lineup for this most recent tour. Wasn't Zach Wild playing like guitar for him?
And then they had the drummer of Anthrax.
Okay. Yeah.
I think. But yeah, I got to see them, you know. I don't know. I don't know. There's so many bands I would like so love to see. I would love to see an actual decent Summer Slaughter lineup.
Okay.
They've kind of been lacking.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean we had Hatebreed, that was cool,
Yeah.
but yeah, you know what? That's a lineup I'd like to see, and absolutely stacked Summer Slaughter lineup. That would be awesome.
Okay.
I love Summer Slaughter. Don't know what happened.
It changed, right? I think the booker or the promoter, something changed on it. I can't remember what happened, but there was like a big deal with it.
I don't know, but whatever they did, like I remember there was some like whoever was running their social media was being like there was like this thing about how they were just like being really rude to people, like in their own Instagram comments. Like everybody was like, "This lineup sucks." The account would like respond and be like, "No, you suck." Like
trolling back.
You can't really
Jesus.
do that. But yeah, I don't know. Whoever's idea that was, can't say I condone it.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. So I've taken up a lot of your time. For this portion, I just want you to plug anything and everything you want to plug for the band, yourself, whatever. Floor is yours. Promote away.
Well, plug Torn Open. You know, they're the best literally ever. I love my band so much. Torn Open Deathcore across all platforms. Except Facebook. We don't have a Facebook. I'm really sorry. I don't want to deal with that. Plug my tattoo account. If you guys want to get tattooed, I do really cool tattoos. Stab by Soph on Instagram. SOF, not SOPH. And then also, plug Diabla. I'm no longer a part of the project, but they are so amazing. Such an amazing death metal group. It's so awesome. They're all so cracked at their instruments, and they're playing with Crypta, which is so crazy. So plug them, Diablo Metal or Diablo Metal NJ across a few platforms. Okay. They're releasing a new song soon. So, and then I don't know. Plug Alex for being an awesome teacher. Thank you, Alex. You're the best. And plug, I don't know, everybody who's kind enough to like have me on interviews, such as like yourself and Brutality Podcast, and BTST is having me tomorrow. Like, thank you guys. Like, that's so awesome.
Nice. And we'll put all the stuff down in the description for you, so everybody knows where to find you. And do what?
Thank you for having me. I said plug yourself too, please.
Oh,
Thank you for having me. like
Absolutely. No,
maybe
it's
you
been a
know when
pleasure.
I'm
I was looking forward to it. It's been a blast chatting with you. And how I like to end this is I like to just kind of give you the floor. So maybe there's somebody that is looking to pick up the microphone or wanting to start getting into vocals, you know, like an aspiring vocalist, or maybe there's even someone that's been doing it a little while and maybe they're in a rut or something, or even a veteran. Do you have any advice that can hopefully get them over that hump and like help them? Any kind of advice for a vocalist, just all around? Any words of wisdom?
Yeah, actually, and this is going to be really unconventional, but I know for a damn fact it's going to work. Watch a video of your favorite deathcore band in 2008. You're going to be jumping up and down in your room, like, even if you can't even, like, if you live in an apartment, you're going to be, like, begging to get behind the microphone. I feel like every time I watch, like, a video of one of my favorite bands from performing from, like, I don't know, like, or, you know, anywhere between 2006 and, like, 2013, I'm like, damn, like, this is so fucking awesome. Like, I need to keep doing this. So I think honestly that works. I find watching videos or like watching your idols perform, no matter the case, it's so inspiring. So even if you can't find it within yourself, find it within the people who like, you know, who you want to be like.
Okay. Beautiful. Beautifully said. Thank you so much for being here. And it has been bugging me, just so you know. I literally have been sitting here thinking about trying to figure out what that Whitechapel song was that I was at the music video, and it has been eating me alive. I'm pretty sure it was Breeding Violence.
I'm
Pretty sure. I'll have to go back and like find the YouTube video, and I'll know right away if it's at Rocket Town, which they don't even do metal shows, and they really surprised they did that one because they used to like not do the deathcore as much. Like they would be more like, because they were more of like not, I guess they were pretty much kind of like a Christian-ish venue. So it was kind of weird that they had like Whitechapel and all them there. But they also were like one of the better, bigger like scene venues then. They've completely stopped doing that now, probably because of that. But yeah.
probably saw the word chapel and they were like, oh, beautiful.
Tennessee boys, they'll be fine. It'll be okay. And then people are literally throwing trash cans. I'll never forget that. I was just like watching a trash can like fly around. And I was like, oh, okay, sweet.
That's what was happening this year at Hellfest. Reckon played. That was crazy.
Y'all love it. Y'all love the chaos. That's what we go to shows for, the chaos.
Mm-hmm. I like observing.
Oh, yeah. I people watch. I love it. Craziest thing you've seen in a show. Final question.
Oh, I gotta lock in for this one.
I know, your brain's going to be so tired after this. All the, like, deep dives.
No, you're fine. No, you're totally okay. I don't know why. For, like, the last, like, 48 hours, I feel like I've had so much on my plate that my short-term memory has just, like, fried, and I can't remember anything I did within the last 5 minutes until about 10 minutes later. But craziest thing I've seen at a show. I don't know. I feel like there are a lot of really crazy things. Like, there's always, like, some weird freaks at a show. One that sticks out to me that was really funny was, like, I was seeing, I opened for Mortician, when I was with Final Girls, we opened for Mortician, and, when, like, they went on, I was standing behind the merch table, and there was, like, this lesbian couple, like, just humping each other, like, the whole time during Mortician. And people were like slowly but surely like backing away from them, and I don't know if they were just drunk or like caught up or like whatever, but like it was just like there was nothing slick about it. Like there was now like a minimum 4-foot radius around the and I just remember standing there and being like, holy shit, like what the fuck is going on? But also, I think definitely memorable, also awesome. One of my first like metal concerts I went to, it was a 3-hour Machine Head show. I think it was at Terminal 5 in Brooklyn, and everybody got this guy in a wheelchair up there, which was so awesome. It was my first time I'd seen that. So it's crazy in itself.
Oh yeah, no, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much. I've took up enough of your time tonight. I really, really appreciate you coming on.
Me.
Absolutely.
I'm so happy to be here. I am so excited to be here too.
It was a blast. I had a lot of fun chatting with you and asking all the questions. So thank you so much. And I wish you nothing but luck. And hopefully you have good news to share soon from all the things. And good luck recording the EP. I'm stoked to hear it.
Thank you. I'm excited too. It's going to be awesome.
All right. Well, you have a good one, and we'll chat again soon.
Okay. See you guys. Thank you so much for having me again. This was so fun.
Thank you all so much for watching or listening to this episode of Behind the Vocals featuring Sofia of Torn Open. Please be sure to check out all the links down below to check out her band Torn Open, as well as her personal Instagram, tattoo Instagram, and more. Also, be sure to keep an eye out for Torn Open's show dates, as well as an announcement of when their new EP will be dropping. Thank you all so much for watching or listening to this episode. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys and gals on the next one.